Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Chris, and this is my channel, ChrisP44S, and today I'm going to be playing Siege of Dungeon, and I'm going to be making a how to beat Siege of Dungeon video. This is more, more so going to be like how to beat the final boss in Siege of Dungeon, and a little less about character building, progression. I mean, there'll be a little bit there, but like I'm not going to talk about the early game and the mid game and stuff. So like if you have any questions about the early game and the mid game or anything about the game, just feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to talk about it. There's definitely a lot of stuff going on in this game, and that's one of the reasons I really like it, and really hunkered in and stuck with it to play and figure out a good way to beat this final boss, because it's not easy. This game isn't short. It's not like some of the other videos I've done where you can beat the game in half an hour. Each playthrough so far has taken me roughly around 4 hours. This is the playthrough I'm going to be loading in today. This current session time is 4 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm pretty much just going to jump right into it and talk about my characters, relics, and then how to beat the boss, really. And I'll talk about like my focus like going into it. I just don't want to make the video too long and like talk about every aspect of the game. Like I said, any little thing that you want to know, just write it in the comment section. I'll be happy to talk about it. I really like this game, and I've sunk in a pretty decent number of hours into it. So I'm at Crimson Cave 5 right now, with all my characters at full health. I'm pretty sure they're all at full health. I hope they are. But so the first thing I'm just going to go to the characters. And as far as the shrines go, because like the shrines give you like upgrades to your characters, pretty much any attack and crit shrine I give to my samurai. Any magic attack I give to the mage or the priest, and then any speed up I give to the I give one to the samurai and one to the mage. You could give one to the priest, but it's kind of nice to have your priest go last, since he mostly heals, and can debuff. So it's kind of nice to have him go last, because then he can debuff people going into the next round, or heal people going into the next round, or buff people going into the next round. But that's kind of like with the shrines as you go through. That's just the way I try to do the shrines. And obviously every shrine you try to exhaust it, where you like deal damage to yourself to get more extra points. I will always do that too. But basically I have the two starting skills. And I actually never thought about it until I was making this video, but I think you could potentially swap these out. Like Fury Slam, I never use it. And even, I mean, sudden slash might be good to keep, but I think if you're not using one, I don't know if you can actually swap them out or not. I'm actually going to try it when I get to the merchant here, but for the most part, I played with I do use sudden slash a lot, but I've been using Mighty Swing a lot, which I think is the strongest one hit ability, and it does 350% physical damage. I think the BP activation of Sudden Splash does like 300, I want to say, so it's a little bit less. It could be like 310 or 320 or something, or 340. But it is a little bit less than Mighty Swing, but as it scales up, that that gap between the two damages actually does show up a lot more. But I do like to use Mighty Swing and Sudden Slash. I'm also using Bloodlust for healing. This is the first time I've actually seen this skill, and it's actually really good. Usually I use the Devouring Slash or whatever, the one where you do 2 hits and then it deals you for half. And then I'm also using Flame Slash, because this build is kind of like a burn build. I think Burn's way better than Poison, and I think you can do so much more damage with Burn after it's stacked up than Poison, so pretty much all my characters have a flame ability. That being said, talking about the mage, I have the first two, the original ones. So curious if we can swap these out right now. I literally just thought of it like when I started making this video. So obviously I'm doing a lot of fireball stuff with the mage and using like the BP boosted fireball to like get a lot of burn effect. I have a lot of the class relics that help with that. I have 2 warlock marks on here because like the mage is just always using the magic attack, and then I also have holy healing, and it's really nice just to have an extra person who can heal, and because you kind of want to scale up the magic attack on the mage, that makes your healing a lot stronger. I also have demonic staff, which is a relic that I'll talk about a little later, but it basically converts MP that you spent into health points for you. So like when I like the demonic staff, I think leveled up right now it's like 400%. So when I pay 5 magic points to heal, let's say the priest, I'm going to heal the priest for whatever, but then I'm also going to heal 400% of 5, which is like 20 or something like that. To myself, so like you get 2 heals out of 1. So the mage is a really really good like pseudo extra healer, and then like I said, and then having like some kind of healing strike for the samurai is always really good too. Making sure people can heal at the bottom line, people can heal themselves is always pretty important. And so talk about the priest, I have the 2 starters, and then I have the wisdom crystal for plus attack, holy hymn, which I think is one of the best healing because you heal your whole party. And sometimes you're going to need to do that. Sometimes you're going to want to do that. It's just the most bang for your buck out of all the healing spells. Minus maybe, you might be able to heal more points overall with Holy Healing and her because you heal them both. But if you want to heal all 3 characters, you need Holy Hymn. And if you ever see Holy Hymn, just take it, pick it up, and don't get rid of it. I also have Flame Slash for the priest too, just in case we just want to attack and we don't have anything better to do. So that's pretty much my characters and skills in a nutshell. And now what I'm going to talk about the relics. And the first thing, I'm going to try to go through the relics kind of quick, but really, really what I want to focus on is the idea in the for the relics. And if you want to beat the final boss, it doesn't really matter what you want to focus on. Is my philosophy so far. There are, I don't know how I want to say this, but basically there's a lot of relics that are traps. So basically any relic that does damage after something else happens is a trap. So there's one kind of sand relic or something, and it's like every time you get armor does 2 damage to an enemy. You don't want cards like that. They're trap cards because basically like the final boss, the floor boss, this boss we're about to fight right now has a curse ability, and so it basically like it has curse stacks, and every time you do a point of damage, an instance of damage, you put a curse stack on top of their on top of that stack or whatever. When they get to 20, the boss will do an ability that curses all your party, and the final boss is there's another enemy that has curse in this but basically like you don't want to proc that curse trigger because the curse trigger silences all your guys and does a couple other debuffs, and you'll see it as I play, but basically any card that does damage, like when you get armor or when you get HP or like when you get a debuff or when you get any status, and then like all those little procs add to that curse stack, and then once the curse goes off you really get screwed. And so basically like the first time I came to fight the final boss, I had a bunch of relics that did damage when X happened, and I was triggering the curse every single round, and eventually I got killed because I couldn't use any skills. I couldn't do anything other than attack. So I'm not healing, I wasn't doing anything. And so basically those cards are really really good in the mid game and early game and mid game, but in against the final boss they're awful. And there's no way to get rid of your relics. As from what I can tell, there's no way to get rid of relics. So basically when it comes to relics, this is really, really important if you want to beat the game. Do not pick up relics that do damage when something happens. That being said, you still want to take relics like, this is a class relic, but like Wolf's Fang. You deal 50% extra damage, or, the Wolf Fang plus plus is 75% damage. where's that? Monarch Blade, deal 30 extra damage when your single hit skill deals 50 or more damage. So, but this all goes in one damage instance, if that makes sense. So, like, basically, when you come to fight the final boss, you want to really be able to control where your damage comes from, and like you want to be dealing the damage. You don't want all these like triggers of 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, because that'll build up the curse, the enemy boss's curse skill, and you'll get cursed every round, and you won't win. You won't be able to beat the final boss that way. So most importantly, do not pick up these trap relic cards that do damage when something happens. I think I just said it like 20 times, but that's really, really one of the big secrets here. Going over the relics that I do have, my idea going into the game was what was based off that specific theory, that I'm going to do a lot of damage in single hits, or like my skills are going to do a lot of damage. But like that's the reason I don't have any poison either, because having poison is just a couple extra damage triggers that don't do a lot of damage but will accumulate to the curse stack. So I have Wolfgang all the way loaded up, Magic Crystal, Star Tier. I'm just going to say these. Feel free to pause. I will stop and talk about the relic if it's really important. But you can just see, you pick up so many relics in this game. It's going to take me like 5 or 10 minutes just to talk about every relic. So I'm not going to do it unless it's important. Igneous Stone is a big one when you're going for a burn build. Obviously, I have like this kind of like sub-theme burn, where all my characters can do burn. So each stack of burn deals 2 extra damage. This is a really, really good relic, and really helps to. I mean, this makes all your stacks deal 3 damage, essentially. So, because every burn does 1 on its own, and then each stack does 2 extra. So, I mean, if you look at, say you have 4 stacks, you're doing 12 damage with Igneous Stone, and you're doing 4 damage. You're basically just doing 3 times, every time. So, Star Fragment, decent. Twin-headed Snake, same thing, burns triggered twice. So that's just 2 times, 3 times, whatever your burn stack is. Sanguine Sculpture. Ooh, I put Dreamweaver. I just accidentally skipped over this one, but Dreamweaver is probably, in my mind, one of the best, like, as far as utility goes and value throughout the game. Dreamweaver is the best, probably one of the best relics, hands down, in my opinion, for sure. Restore 2 HP and MP when defending. Huge. That's a huge, huge relic. Sanguine Scripture is just a class relic that helps with vulnerable. Incendiary Shot, when enemies die, deal damage to all enemies equal to 4 times the number of burn stacks. It's not really going to apply too much to the final boss, but it is very good throughout the game. Demonic Staff is kind of one of the ones I alluded to earlier. This is so gross when you use Holy Healing with the mage, because you'll heal like 50 or 60 points of HP between the two healing triggers. Dragon Scale, all your characters gain guard at the start, restore 1 MP at the start of each turn. Just decent. Meteorite Compass, this is good for bosses. Golden Finger is kind of busted. It's kind of busted. This is the first game I've got Golden Finger in. So it says overkill damage is converted into souls. I made a whole separate video about this relic, and it might be up before or after this, but this is kind of busted. I really, really like it, but it's kind of busted. So you'll see the other video about it. If you don't, go look for it if you want to. Double-edged sword, just decent. Ring of Death, Stolen Heart, Energy Collector. This is a really, really good one, because like I said, when you're trying to do massive amounts of damage with one hit, this one helps out quite a bit. If you get this 50% extra damage on your Mighty Swing with the Samurai, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. I think most of the times I'll be doing like 200 something, sometimes 300 with critical strikes. Magnified Puppet, Saladin's Blade, Sacred Scripture, really good. Priest, class relic. This one's really, really good because applies 1 holy mark to himself, and it also removes debuffs from your target. That's really, really important in this game. I actually wanted to see what the top one of this was. Well, he's 2 Holy Mark. I actually have to upgrade the Holy Chalice before I forget. But, sorry. Then I have Grappling Vines, Saphiric Watch. This is really, really powerful too. Random teammate gets power. Paladin's Emblem, Monarch Blade, Courageous Watch, Flintstone. This is really, really good because we get the extra burn. This is a class relic. Mirage Armor, Guardian's Wrap. See, some of them are like kind of okay, but like I said, sometimes you have to take, you know, stuff like this, and they're not bad. Like you still get value out of it, but you know, like I said, sometimes you get stuck in a predicament where you're going to take one of those trap relics that I talked about that does damage, and you just take anything else. You know, it doesn't matter. Just take anything else. Courageous Headband, Confessor's Candle. This is another really, really great priest class relic. The only relic that I have a problem with is the Guardian's Pauldrons. And it's because I can't ever seem to actually get it to trigger for the class relic. Goblin's Crown, Chemical Compound, Bloodlust Necklace, Piercing Shot, Silent Bell, Martyr's Blood, and then Holy Chalice. So that's pretty much all my stuff. That was like 15 minutes. Sorry. But it is really, really important if you want to get here to kind of like, you know, listen to that stuff and, you know, heed my word when you go to fight the final boss. So let's go to the merchant. We're going to enter. Now I'm also going to see if you can embed. I want to see. So can I? You can. You can. All right. Well, let's see what he has. So you can switch out your other skills too, which I didn't know about. Sledgehammer. When 13 or more armor is broken on a teammate, break the armor of a random enemy. That's pretty decent. On the total number of vulnerable stacks. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but enemies prioritizing attacking targets with higher armor. At the start of each battle, I'm not doing that. There isn't really anything else that I want. I don't think I could take another Assassin's Mark, I guess, because maybe I'll use it. But I'm not going to take any of this other stuff. If there was more passive, I mean, I'm just going to spend all my money. When the total number of vulnerable... Yeah, sure. Alright, let's embed. So, I think I'm going to put Assassin's Mark, just for the more critical, over my Fury Slam, because I never use it. I will be using this other stuff. I could put Assassins, but I'm not. I might put Quagmire, honestly, over the Holy Light. But the BP burst it of Holy Light takes away all the armor, so I might not. It is good to know, though, that you can swap out your starting skills. Yeah, so I'll just run it like that. And then I'm just going to run this final boss. So, cross your fingers and pray for me. Silhouette. Oh, yeah. I forgot that this was a thing. I guess I'll just gain power going into the final. I don't think that's huge. I don't really even know why that's in there, but I mean, it's fine. The final boss. Yeah, sorry that took so long to get up to. I just think this game was actually like really difficult to figure out how to like get to the end and then beat the game. So yeah, so this is the final boss, and when it lets me press tab, I will. There goes my phone. Ugh. So, this is the Pandemium Crystal. Restore 20 HP. So move twice per turn, like most bosses, and then Immortal. Restore 25 HP at the start of the turn. Gain 1 curse. Use special skill upon reaching 20 stacks. So like that's what I'm talking about, is this gain your curse. Like, you do not want this guy to gain the curse, because, and especially you don't want him doing it every single time. Who am I? Oh. Alright, so we're just gonna go straight out with the... So this is the curse stack. So let's see if we can even finish. We might be able to finish it without ever triggering the stack. I don't think so though, because our burn's always going to trigger it twice. But that's why I was saying, like, the poison, like, it's not even worth using, because that's just, it's 2 more points every single time. We just have to make sure that he's not using the curse, or that this crystal, Pandemonium Crystal, isn't going to be cursing every single turn, because that in that sense we're screwed. You're not. That's the only way. Like, you're not going to win the game. So let's check. So I'm actually. So I have my energy collector here right now. So if I do Mighty Swing, I'm going to do 274 damage. So I might as well do that. And we have a good portion of his health down now. I think I'm just going to Holy him here. That also gives guard too, which is really, really nice. I think I might, like... Oh, and this guy gives death out too, so now I have to beat him in 8 rounds. I do have the undead stack from... There's like a ring I have in here. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where it is. There's a ring in here that, like, gives you the undead thing. Gives, oh, right here, Ring of Death. At the beginning of battle, applies undead to a random teammate. So that's really, really good. So I might just Mighty Swing again, probably. And then I'll do another Flame Burst. So the next time I do Mighty Swing, it's going to be really, really strong too. Yeah, I'm just going to go Holy him again, because I keep wanting. I want to give my people the guard as much as I can. So I think honestly we can finish the game right now. But I'm just gonna do weaken. If I can get a critical here, I think that's a game over for the boss. So this is 284 damage with the energy collector, and then the burn might finish him. Oh no! Oh, that's the he got rid of the burn. All right, let's do another. Well, we both have a lot of guard, so I'm just gonna heal. I'm just gonna heal my samurai to get guard. Yeah, so we can definitely finish him here. So the curse should trigger on his next attack. I'm just gonna use the BP one. Boom. I won't lie to people also. This is the first time I actually beat the final boss. I kind of had like a big theory that I would, but so maybe this isn't the first stage. Then let everything sink into darkness once again. This looks like another character too. Or maybe it's just an enemy? I don't know. I need more souls. I need more powerful souls until I gain immortality. Okay. Now I wonder if I would have went with more souls if something different would have happened. Okay, we just got a bunch of achievements. Did this say however many souls I actually got? So total damage 37,000. Total souls obtained 41,000. I actually, if you were just curious, like the wishing well place where you buy like upgrades for your team and stuff, I actually had all of them because of the golden finger thing. So defeat Pandemonium Crystal. Cool. If it isn't our great challenger, allow me to express my sympathy from your suffering. I'll be taking your soul now. What do we have here? Oh, this is just like the credits. Yeah, so honestly though, like this game did take me like quite a while to figure out, but I think honestly, like, I think this game is really, really good. You know, if you ask me, in my opinion, I think they designed it really, really, really well. I like the simplicity, you know, of like the character stats and just the way everything works. There's definitely some things I'd like to see a little bit different, but I mean, honestly, not. There's nothing crazy, but I just kind of want to see if you can get I also really like these animated, or like these sketches here of the heroes. They're pretty cool. I might use them in my thumbnail. Spoilers. I'm hoping there's like another character you can get to. I would definitely like to see that. There's a lot of stuff like the community already brought up in the discussion pages that I've seen that I kind of agree with, like how you have like the boosted attacks for like your starting skills. I would like to see like some upgraded versions of the like Flame Slash or like some of the other Mighty Swing to have an upgraded one. Mighty Swing should have one that does like 700%, but you're stunned for like the rest of the thing. So you have to like debuff, you know. The Pandemonium Crystal makes me think of the boss from Slay the Spire, where it's like you can actually like unlock the actual boss until someone ends its misery. Yeah, but honestly, much respect to this game. I know this video is going to be kind of long, so you can click out whenever you want. I don't mind. I just kind of want to see what happens after we beat the game. Like I said, though, before... Oh, we're just going to go back through. Alright, I'll skip it. Let's see. Oh, I thought there would be another person right here. I really, really hope that there's more party members, because I would love to see more party members. We do have a lot of stuff we can buy in the Institution of Relics, but you know, we'll save that. This is the Guardian's Pauldrons that I can never figure out how to proc. I think it's broken, if anybody cares. I also think like with these things, how you have like the different... I wish you would unlock like a fourth tree, like a fourth unlock, instead of having like X versus plus plus type thing. But I don't know. With that being said, that is the my how to beat Siege of Dungeon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did roughly play this game for like 25 to 30 hours to figure out how to beat it, but it is really, really good. So, you know, if you guys get there, let me know in the comment section below if my video helped you. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to put those in the comment section as well. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Also, be sure to check out the Golden Finger video if you guys see it for the other Siege of Dungeon video that's going to come out relatively close. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, that's it.